before you go out and spend money on spring stuff or Easter stuff that you definitely don't need, let me show you how to use what you have to make what you want. Today, I am sharing a few fabulous upcycled Easter basket ideas, as well as some absolutely fabulous no-sew and very easy sewing spring fashion tutorials, plus something that you can do with those chipped cups and mugs that are for sure lurking at the back of the cupboard in your kitchen. I'm a Refashionista, Sheri, and I show you how to use what you have to make what you want. So let's get making. Stop wasting your money on this mass-produced crap, because you can so easily use what you have to make what you want, to make the most awesomely cool Easter baskets ever. Let's do it. Here, I'm never going to wear this belt, and I'd much rather have it as an adorable Easter basket handle. I'm going to do this, and then we're going to come back, because this might take a while. This is really looking quite boho and aesthetic, I think. We have to make sure the buckle stays in the center. What I was thinking, because this is so adorable, right, is maybe just put some faux flowers here. I mean, it's going to be kind of tacky boho, but that's fine because I really like that, that look. And it's for Easter, so we have to go a little bit over the top sometimes for Easter. And I'm going to go with this one because this isn't going to do anything. All it can be is a bit of detail, and I think it's perfect for being detail on this cute little boho basket. I think I just want to put the flowers kind of in the corner, right? Just glue them so they look like they're kind of growing out of the belt there. And the first adorable basket is done. We're going to cover this whole thing in a very cool and creative way, and you'll never know it started life as a yogurt bucket. It is so satisfying. This is such a wonderful way to get out any anger, if you have any anger, or just feel powerful like you are She-Hulk. I have a strip, I have my yogurt bucket, and I have my hot glue gun ready to go. And this is so easy. It's just a bit time consuming. So grab your tablet, put on your favorite series, or put your headphones in and, you know, listen to your fave tunes while you do this. So as you saw, I just twisted up the end part of my fabric, and I am just going to put a bloop of glue there to start it and stick the end down. Also, where did I put it? I have my wonderful tool here, which is just a popsicle stick. But you can use whatever the heck you want. But again, you don't need a fancy tool to stick your stuff down. Okay, and then we're just gonna keep going and putting down some glue and sticking our twisted fabric just like that. Does not have to be neat and tidy whatsoever, because we're going to be putting on a whole bunch of these strips, and it will cover up any glue bloopies that are there. And again, this does not matter if the fabric is fraying, if there's threads, it doesn't matter. If you want to pull the threads off because it's not your aesthetic, go right ahead. I don't really, because I think it looks kind of cool when there's fraying edges. And how totally adorable did that come out? It's much heavier and sturdier than it was, that's for sure. And I just glued some pom-poms all around the inside edge, but I think that is a stellar Easter basket. And last but not least, we have this fabulous little felt storage container that I just found stuffed in the bottom of the linen closet. So I just so happen to have a jar full of crafty rope bits and bobs. And I think a couple of these are actually like curtain ties that I will never use as curtain ties. I'm just going to eyeball things as I usually do. And let's put a little slit here. Okay, I don't want it to be too big, but there, that's probably good enough there. And we put another one here. I think that's about even, right? Yes, that looks grand. And then I just have to put my rope through here, and I'm just gonna knot this end and then do the same thing here. And my lovely rope style nautical-esque basket is complete, and it looks pretty awesome. And because I went around the bottom and the top and just hot glued some more rope around there, it's a lot sturdier than it was. It gave it, you know, a little bit more structure, which is wonderful. Da, 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 the fabulous Easter baskets that we just upcycled today. And they are sitting on the gorgeous vintage treasure chest, waiting for the Easter Bunny to fill them. I shared how to shorten a dress without sewing like more than a few years ago now. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but you just put a belt on and then you pull the dress up over the belt and make it the length that you would like to make it. It is not difficult at all to do this. You can use any belt. With this one, I used the belt that it came with. And you know what? This video also had some bloopers, so let's revisit them. 2, 3. You know, sometimes you find a dress in a gorgeous color at the thrift store and you're lucky enough. You know, sometimes you find, fuck me, you know, it's even more comfortable. Whoops. And that's it. So easy, but with no sewing involved. Ba-dum-bum. A few years later, I tried to shorten it properly and failed miserably, so I chopped it and made it into a top, and it's been my Easter shirt ever since. You'll need a cup and saucer. This is a great way to upcycle those chipped cups and saucers that you may have lying around. Some little plastic toys, wooden toothpicks, wooden chopsticks, or alternatively, you can use popsicle sticks, your glue gun or all-purpose glue, and something to fill your cup with, such as dollar store bathroom beads or craft moss. So your first step is to simply glue your cup to the saucer. Now, because this does have a chip in it, I am going to be gluing the chipped edge facing the back of my saucer. Next, we need to create our ladder so our adorable fairies and little gnomes can climb up our teacup. So to do that, we're just going to grab our chopsticks or the popsicle sticks, decide what kind of angle we're going to stick the ladder at, and then mark where it needs to be cut. Now we have to chop our chopsticks to size. Now, I just simply like to score through the wood with an X-Acto knife, and then usually they break off pretty cleanly. You can simply put your thumbs on either side of your scoring marks and give it a good snap, but I like to use my pliers just because it gives it a much cleaner looking break. Next, you want to grab 4 or 5 toothpicks and chop off the pokey ends if they have them. So now that we have all of our ladder pieces, we can glue them together. Now that the ladder is done, we can grab our cup and saucer again and start putting it all together. So first, we are going to fill our cup about 3/4 of the way, just with some random filler. You can use a bit of the craft moss if you want. You can use balled up paper. Whatever you have on hand will work. The only thing you have to make sure to do is squirt some glue into your cup and on the sides, just as a bit of security to hold it in place. So now, just like I did with my cup filler, I am going to put a whole bunch of glue first all around, and then place my craft moss in place. Next, we're going to position our ladder and stick it in place. Editing Sheri here. Does anybody else have a really squeaky glue gun? Now, if you want, you can put a little bit of the craft moss just sticking in those little bloops of glue on the bottom of the ladder just to kind of cover it up a little bit. Alrighty, I think I have decided on my little toy setup here, and I already went ahead and glued some of the craft moss to the bottom of my little faux tree here, and I also stuck a little tiny scrap of fabric to my tiny table as a tablecloth before I stuck on the cute little cupcakes. So now the only thing I need to do is glue everything into place. And here are my fairy gardens. There is one there, and there is another one there, and they are looking just as adorable as the day that I made them. All you need are a pair of wide leg lounge pants or culottes or gaucho pants or whatever the heck you want to call these things that have an elastic waist, and of course your sewing gear. La la! What do you think of my adorable one-shoulder bodycon mini dress? Seriously, when I was trying to figure out how to make this into a top, I just got it in my head, hey, the legs are so wide, let's see if I can pull one over my body, and it worked. And then this here is the waistband, but now it's the neckline, and this is the other leg, and now it's the sleeve. And I think this is really giving off, 1970s Charo vibes. Coochie 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 coo. I'm definitely aging myself with that reference, but if you need a funky dress to wear somewhere, go pick up some lounge pants in an awesome pattern and pull a leg over your body and use the other as a sleeve. And there you go. No sew, instant refashion. I folded the lounge pants in half, and as evenly as humanly possible, I lined up those seams, and now I'm just going to go and chop out a very small semicircle from this sticking out corner crotch area here, and then I'll go try it on and see if I need to chop out any more. Remember, you can always chop out more. It's easier to chop less and need more than it is to chop out too much and have to try to stitch what you chopped back on. So I think I have finally chopped off enough that I'm very happy with this style of neckline, and it's super simple to get on and off over my head. Of course, it is still inside out, and we need to finish off the neckline, and I am wearing my Star Wars pants, so this is not the final look, trust me. So let's go finish off this top and make it awesome. So there you can see exactly how much I chopped off, and I did take about 3 passes of the scissors to get it to the length I wanted, and after each chop I just tried it on and decided if it was good enough. So it truly is better to chop less than you need to start with, but I'm really happy with how this is turning out. So I decided to go with this adorable multicolored vintage trim because it is screaming springtime to me, and when you pair it with the florals, I mean, come on. That's all I'm going to do is go bind this up, and my gorgeously bound collar is now finished, so we can finally go try it on and style it up. So there's just a few more ways for you to use what you have to make what you want. And if you want to finally start loving and wearing all of those items in your closet that you're just not sure if you're into anymore, I highly recommend joining my wardrobe revolution at refashionistasherry.com. And if you want to see behind the scenes of my Refashionista empire here, go ahead and join my channel because we are having loads of fun behind the scenes together, and I would love to have you join my Refashionista crew. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch ya on the zigzag. For just 99 cents a month, you can help save a struggling Refashionista. For just 99 cents a month, you can help sustain the much-needed work that goes on behind the scenes. Every thrift flip, every DIY, every upcycle, every free tutorial can only continue with your support. Join my Refashionista crew for only 99 cents a month, less than the cost of 2 bananas or a pack of gum, and help me continue teaching anyone who wants to learn how to use what they have to make what they want. Don't let affordable, sustainable DIY style become an endangered species. Join my Refashionista crew today.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.